Hey guys, this is Fulmuka with a new World of Tanks review. This time the tank destroyer is T25/2, which is a tier 7 turreted American tank destroyer. And looks pretty cool, looks like a proper tank, right? But well, if you can just see it, you may think so, but from the stats it's purely tank destroyer. And many just hate this tank destroyer. I'm not one of them, but there are good reasons for it actually, and many consider this tank destroyer actually the worst one of all the tier 7 tank destroyers in the game right now. So let's take a look at the stats first and we will figure this out. So 858 points, it's pretty average, except for again the British Insanity 87, which is like 1250, but it needs it. It can't really move almost at all, it's like a bunker. So that's right. The weight is pretty heavy actually. After all the light American turreted tank destroyers, look at them, 14 tons, that's like nothing. Even Hellcat has only 20 tons. This big boy suddenly jumps up to 45 tons, which is a lot. It is a more powerful engine than Hellcat, at least that's that, but still the power to weight ratio is worse, and I must say on a rough terrain it's not particularly fast. It's not slow, don't get me wrong, but it's not like super fast. Like if you are going through a T49, M8A1 and M18 Hellcat, you will be disappointed with the speed of this tank destroyer. If you are going from another tank destroyer line, I think SU-100 is, I guess, about the same speed, I would say. So yeah, that's just fine. Like amongst the tier 7 tank destroyers, it's one of the speedier. So that's just fine. The traverse speed, well, 30 isn't great actually. It's not that good, especially as our traverse is really bad. The hull armor and the turret armor, yeah, forget it. I even think that the gun mantlet is weaker actually than the one on the Hellcat. At least I've read it somewhere. I've seen it, someone mentioned this actually, so yeah, this thing, even though it looks like a proper tank, it looks like a medium, even maybe a heavy, because it's really huge. It has no armor to protect itself and you have to stay behind, and yeah, we will talk about that later. The turret traverse speed is really slow, as I said, 18. I think it's a little bit better than in the Hellcat, but not by much, and about the same as T49, yes. So you will have to, if something tries to flank you, you have to turn the whole tank around, and the 30 traverse speed isn't particularly great. So that's that. The view range is of course pretty good, because it's, even though it has this thing up top, it's an open top turreted tank destroyer, so it has a really nice range, and the signal range is another letdown. If you are going from Hellcat, only 615, like even the tier 4 American tank destroyer has 750. I'm not sure what were they thinking. Why the hell does it have suddenly 615? But I'm like guessing that these 3 speedy tank destroyers are supposed to scout, and that's why they have this huge signal range. And because this machine isn't as fast, I guess it doesn't need it. That's really just my guess. So now let's take a look at the armor. We've already talked about it, that basically it sucks. At tier 7 this is like you have nothing basically. You can sometimes really bounce a shot off your mantlet, but that's really about it. Like the side, the rear, everything is just pathetic. But still, the turret is the most armored thing on the tank, and it is pretty good actually depression, just like most of the other American tanks. So you can go hull down, which is, I guess, your best bet if you have to be seen, but your actual best bet is not being seen at all. But it's kind of problematic, if you can take a look how big it is. It's much bigger, especially if you look at from an angle, much bigger than the Hellcat and of course all the others. So it's a little bit harder to hide, but it's still possible. Now, this is all like great and good to know, but the tank destroyer, it's all about the gun. And sadly, it really saddens me to say this, but the top gun on this tank destroyer is the absolutely worst gun you get on any tier 7 tank destroyer. Like maybe some of the premiums. I think the E25 has a weaker penetration, but that's about it. So let's take a look. Let's actually take a look at both of these guns, because this one is the one you get on the Hellcat, and this one is the upgraded one. They have the same caliber, the same rate of fire, the same damage, the same accuracy, the same aiming time, and the only thing that changes is the penetration, the 10 extra millimeters of penetration. And how much do you pay for it, you ask? Well, you pay 16,300 research points to researching this gun, which isn't really much better than what you have on the Hellcat. And that's why most consider this tank destroyer just inferior. It's basically not an upgrade. Like, you can zoom with this guy around this guy just like nobody's business, and because of its bad traverse, both basically with the chassis and the turret, you can kill this guy with Hellcat just fine. Especially if you are hiding, you can see this guy from miles way longer than the Hellcat. So it's basically just a downgrade, except for the 10 extra millimeters of penetration. But for some reason, I have to say, I do better in this tank destroyer, even though it has an inferior gun. Like both, let's take a look at something for comparison. Like most of the guns on the tier 7 tank destroyers are over 200 penetration, so this just shows you how bad it is. But it's not that bad compared to the Russians. The Su-152, if you are not using the derp, you have to use one of the 122mm guns, and they both have 175mm of penetration, which is only 5 more, and they do not have the turret. So compared to the Russians, this isn't that bad, but compared to basically everyone else, it is. Even like the non-turreted version of American tank destroyer, even though that one doesn't really go over 200mm of penetration either. But as I said, for some reason I do really well in this tank destroyer. I have like almost 60% win percentage, and even if you like search for T25/2 sucks, and a bunch of results will come up, of course, because it's really like on paper, and I guess even in the game itself, it really sucks. Like, you will find like the second, third post people saying, I have the best winning rate with this tank destroyer, and I don't know why. And this is the same with me, because I have, like, as I said, like 58 maybe percentage out of like 100 games. I even got a mastery badge. And even if I'm doing badly, I still deal out a lot of damage, even though it has this super weak gun, and I can't just put the finger on it. Now the crew, of course, let's get everyone the camo from the modules, camonet and binocs, because you want to improve even more your already pretty great view range. And just stay back and, well, in the middle line, like not all the way back, because you have only so much penetration, so from afar you can't, with this kind of accuracy, you can't really shoot for weak spots from a long distance. It's a pretty good accuracy, but yeah, you have to be somewhere in the middle, behind the fast mediums maybe, or of course behind the heavy tanks, just shooting at the enemy. And that's the way I'm using this, and it works pretty well. And I just don't know why. Maybe it's because the Hellcat, for example, just makes you screw around. That's what it does. It's so fast and so much fun instantly as soon as you start it, that you just screw around and screw up your win rate. But with this guy, you know you are in the worst tank destroyer of the tier, and you just play patiently and cautiously, and I guess that's the way to victory. So, and the modules, of course, I have the gunhammer because it was on sale, I think, and the camonet, of course, and the binocs, as I said. And the other bad thing actually about this tank destroyer is the research. You can get to the gun, it's still the 16,000 experience, but then you need 102,000 experience for the T28 prototype. And that's the most out of all the tank destroyers. I'm almost sure. Like this is the yeah. You have to pay a little bit more for the RT, but let's take a look. This guy is 92, is 10,000 less. Like look at those Germans, 77,000. Frenchies 70,000 to get to the tier 8. They don't have one, of course. Even their non-threated version is only 71,000 experience. So this is so painful. You will spend the most time in the most hated tank destroyer. And you just have to pull through. You have to do it because you will have actually fun in it. And I will show it to you in the next video. I know I'm contradicting myself, but like you will hate that you have to play it, but in the games it will somehow magically work, as you will see. So without further ado, let's take a look at the games. So this is the first game. The map is Komarin, and this is a standard battle. I'm in my T25/2, and I'm going to my favorite spot. I've shown you this spot already when I was previewing the new German tank destroyer line, but that's basically, I think, one of the best spots for a tank destroyer, especially a turreted one actually, on this map, on this side of the map. So I just park myself behind these rocks. You can peek from both sides and you are well covered from the side, and you can cover both the island and the access on the left side. So I'll just slowly, comfortably park myself behind that rock. And now we just wait. You can't really push with this tank destroyer. It's too big of a target and you can't really hide. If you are spotted, you will die. So that's why I'm in like a second line, I guess. And now, a little bit fruitless attempts of targeting people behind this island. And there's a Tiger P, which you will see is, I think, well, not really good, actually. You will see it. I wasn't really sure why he was playing like that. I have a shot at that T21, was it? No, T20. But there's the Tiger P. Look at that guy. Riding straight in the open. So, of course, I will punish him for that. One hit. I don't think he's aware of me, or he's just otherwise occupied, so I can do it once again. And now I think I will lose him. I'm still worried about the guys on the island, but the game looks pretty fine, especially as the T150 killed the Lux, and then someone killed the T150. So I was like, well, looks like a fine game. Oh, you will peek out, right? Right? No, of course not. And that Tiger P is still alive, by the way. Almost dead, but he is still alive. And we are winning by 2 right now. Everything looks really nice. I'm standing my ground because that T20 isn't the only thing that's coming that way. As you can see, yeah, we have split up pretty evenly on both sides, which is kind of strange. Most likely on this map, one side just lemming trains through and either pushes and caps or just dies and we lose. That T150 is kind of bold. I think the guys on the island have some kind of shot at him. I'm not sure how he will end up, but yeah. And the island, we are losing it. There is only one last guy, and it is tier 4 scout. There is a Tiger P. I can end his suffering, or the T150 will do it for me. And even the SU 122-44, yeah, he will run away because we've basically just lost the island. This sucks. If you know anything about this map, the island is really important. And for a while, even though the score looks fine, it really isn't. Losing the island like that, they can shoot from that side. Another nice hit in that T20. I'm not sure why nobody else was shooting at him, because there was a clear shot from the front. And now I'm just waiting for them to rush from the island, so I will turn around. And this is from this side, it's even better, this rock, because you can hide most of your tank behind it and just peek with your turret. Basically be hold down while having the full view of the battlefield. 3, 2, 1 right now. Still looks fine. But the problem with this map in particular is that people tend to camp a lot in the A1 or A2, A3 on the part in the map up on the left top corner, or on the other side again in the trees. And as you can see, we are now even, and the guys on that side, like the T150, yeah, they are dying basically. They can't push through, and there is not enough to push through on the other side either. So slowly, I have a shot at him, but I can't really put the one. I was wondering why that SU isn't shooting, but well, I can grab the kill. And there, that flank completely collapsed right now. Even though the score is like even, as I said, it isn't anymore. Even less so, and I may be able to put one more into him, but that's about it. And we have no more scouting on that flank. I can kill the KV-1S that was rushing from the island, but right now it's only me that have that T150 and SU-122-44 up against, I guess, half their team. And there is that really good player in Panzer. I think it's the Stuart Emil, right? Yeah. That's, I think, one of the best tier 7 tank destroyers, actually. The new one, tank destroyer, the new open top German tank destroyer. So this guy is really brave. And, well, even though it looks like he's running away, he will just turn around that stone and he will try and spot the guys in the capping circle. I have to move out as well. I don't want to move, like, I have pretty good, I will also talk about this, but you have a pretty awesome aiming time. Yeah. I can hit him, but yeah, he's one shot from death, and I will not be able to finish that guy off. And my bro will die really soon. We are losing even more, and they are capping on top of that. 6 to 9 right now, and we can't see them. There are like only heavy tanks plus this SU-100, which I will kill. I somehow bounced. It was the gun mantlet. You have to believe me, guys. And this means there is someone camping in that forest over there on the right side, and I can't really do anything about it. So I have to just push and try and get to him before I die. And that good guy in the Stuart Emil is still there. He can't see me, I guess. For some reason, he isn't shooting. There's the 150. That was such a low. I was raging. Now I will just bounce him, and there is the guy, the M6, which we damaged on its way to the side. Is just crushing us, brutalizing us from the side. And now I'm the only one left for kills, but it just doesn't matter. And I said, well, I want to kill this bastard. This is my purpose right now. I can't win. I just can't win. Maybe I could, actually. I was a little bit more cautious. But yeah, it is a really tall order. As you can see, the Stuk is coming from the other side. Almost got him. The Stuk shoots me in the side and kills me. Kills me before. Well, it was actually the KV-1S, which was the whole time on the island, and they kill me. I have the most kills out of everyone in the game, and just wasn't enough. Almost 3,000 hit points dealt in damage. Well, that was the first game. I have another one prepared for you guys, so let's take a look at that. Well, this is the other game in T25/2. This one should show the strength of this tank destroyer. So I'm going left, and basically leading this attack path with a few guys on my tail, like that AMX-12T. I guess he should be leading the charge instead of me. I'm not very good in this role. Well, this tank destroyer isn't, because, well, you are big target. If you are seen, you are dead. And if you are seen first, you are double dead. So moving by the water, behind that bridge. Just double checking who is coming with me. You can see first enemy, but he's well hidden between the rocks. He's trying to spot, I guess, but I'm coming along this path. And in just a second, we will see our first enemy, which will be a Panther slash M10. Somehow I pen him from the front. I say somehow because this will not happen for quite some time. Like, shooting his front of the turret is pretty daft, I have to say. About as daft as shooting his top of the turret, because there is a huge chance you will just bounce off. Especially with a gun as bad as this one, you shouldn't even try this. But we have our AMX-12T on our side, and now I'm thinking, this is his side of the turret. I should be able to pen it, but no. I guess he's wiggling it around for... And again, and it was straight to the side, so I know I can't just pen his turret from any side. I tried to hit his lower braces, but it didn't work, sadly. And he destroyed that AMX. But I can hit him. I'm not sure. Yeah, he's shooting at his T25, which is the best bait ever. And now, thanks to the fast reload, I can put him out of his misery. But right now, I'm just looking at that IS over there and saying to myself, literally, is this Christmas? What the hell is that guy doing there? You have to see, even if you do not play World of Tanks, that he's just surrounded. And on top of that, like, look at him. We are shooting at him from all sides. I think he killed someone. No, it wasn't him. Yeah, he's shooting at that K1S. That's why he's aiming his gun to that side. But he's completely oblivious to us shaving off a ton of his health. And now that guy on the other side will get lucky finally and kill him. I guess with the derp. Didn't look like it, but it most likely was a derp. So we are pretty fairly winning, and I'm going to do, well, first a little bit of work on the Tiger. There is his friend somewhere around here, and I guess they are both friends of that IS, because they are just charging through the open terrain straight to the T25. They can't really damage from the front. And now he just turns around, lets someone else, our own Tiger, shoot at him. And this is the bad part. Well, first off, I will miss him. And the second reason why this is bad is because he has a shot. And he can pen me just fine. And I even hit the... I was trying to hit the hull, because you can pen him from the front if you hit the hull, but most of T25 drivers do know that and will try and hide it behind the terrain like that other guy. But we have more customers in the town, the two Tigers. And I think while I was playing, I was calling them Beavis and Butthead, because they are just trying to kill our own Tiger, and they just do not even care I'm here. Look at him. He was like looking at me again a little bit, but then, nah, it's just T25/2. I don't have to worry about that guy. I need to worry about the Tiger, which is in front. So I will go hide behind this building, and then I will just show him my belly so he can set me on fire. And right now I will use my fire extinguisher so I can waste all that money and he can kill me in the next shot. and the game is basically over. It's just, well, actually their T25, I guess, was doing better than ours, but it is surrounded right now and cannot win this on his own. So yeah, this is the end of this battle. Pretty good battle for me, even though it doesn't look like it. I have only 2 kills. I think I was the top player by the score, and I got a Top Gun and a bunch of other medals. I will show you this in the description down below in an Imgur gallery. And this is how I guess you should play T25/2 Tank Destroyer. It's pretty bad gun. Would really, it would do much better with a tiny bit better gun. Like especially like with the gun that you get on the non-turreted version of the Tank Destroyer. But you can't have everything, and even with this bad gun you still can do a lot of good. And as you can see also, as I was shooting above the AMX-12T, you are really tall, so you can use a lot more stuff for cover, for effective cover, or for going hull down as well. So even though it is a disadvantage being this big and tall as a Tank Destroyer, which tries to be hidden, if you can't be, it's a good thing, especially on desert maps where there's a lot of dunes and you can go much easier hull down this way. So this was my review of T25/2. I hope I covered everything. If I didn't, please leave it in the comments down below. Like the video if you liked it, and subscribe if you want to see more. Until next time, bye bye, and of course, carry your flanks, guys.